This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome for the second session. Oh,
Hi, good morning.
yeah, good morning, Anita. Good morning, everyone. Anita, can you keep your microphone in mute?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. So yesterday, what we have gone through about the basic. Yesterday, what you have gone through about the basics of what I mean. Just a brief description of what is automation, why automation, and why automation. Why we are choosing Selenium over others, and its pros and cons. Correct me if I'm wrong if we have discussed only these topics or any more topics we have discussed. Hello?
Yeah, yes, this only parallel and cross.
Okay, I mean, those are comes under pros and cons of Selenium.
Yes.
So, as we have discussed yesterday about Selenium pros and cons, so Selenium is good for it takes less amount of time to set up the code. It takes what do you call it allows for parallel testing. It supports multi-browser testing. It can be written in the desired programming language that we wish for. And the cons are like it cannot do some image processing. It cannot perform desktop-based applications. But as we discussed, there is a tool called Vinium driver for which is a derived version from Selenium, which interacts with desktop-based application. And when someone asks me whether Selenium will interact with mobile applications for automation, yes, there is a driver called Appium driver for interacting with mobile devices. So before we kickstart to Selenium, this is one of the basic interview questions for any job that you're applying for, or whenever you're kickstarting your career into Selenium. The knowledge of knowing what is present in our Selenium. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute, guys. I'm so sorry. Now is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Now the font is everything is clear. Hello.
If you can increase it a little more with the font size.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, this is too huge. Is this fine, guys? This font size, or can I reduce or increase it more? Guys, I need an answer.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
it's right. Yeah.
Okay. And is this image visible?
Yes, the image is clearly visible.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So before we start the basic knowledge of basic info about knowing about Selenium, or where do we start, how do we find elements or something like that, this is one of the main interview questions that you will be asked when you're applying for any job, or the budding automation engineers. They need to know what is present under a Selenium suite. So what is present under a Selenium suite? Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, WebDriver. I mean, you must be heard the word WebDriver, and in the current day, I mean, the people these days are using a WebDriver a lot, and Selenium Grid. So we will go through this all these four things in the briefly, and we will be working on WebDriver during the journey of our course. So Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is a Selenium IDE. Can anyone tell me what it stands IDE for? IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So this is a recording tool. That means it will record the flows of your application. No programming knowledge required. No programming knowledge required at all. Just record and playback tool. This is just a plugin to your browser. You need not set up any Java or any programming language library for this, or anything for this to be performed. I'll just give you a small demo of what is Selenium IDE, guys. The first step when you're going to do a Selenium IDE is just type in the Google Selenium IDE. It will redirect you to Selenium IDE, selenium.dev website. So it will give you the options like Chrome download or Firefox download or latest chip. And adding to this, till recent times, Selenium IDE was used only in Firefox. In the recent times only. Anita, I didn't get your question.
This call after available, right? Call recorded in WhatsApp.
Yeah, every session is being recorded. Yesterday also we have sent in the WhatsApp.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Till recent times, Selenium IDE was used in till recent times. Wait a minute. Selenium IDE was used in Firefox browser only. But in the recent times, this IDE is also used in Chrome. So since we are working with Chrome applications, let me show you how to add this plugin to your Chrome application. So once you search for Selenium IDE in the Google, then it will redirect you. Then there is a first link that is the Selenium dev website, which will redirect you to the Selenium IDE web page. So once you go to the Selenium IDE web page, since I'm using a Chrome browser, so I'm going for Chrome download. So once I click on this Chrome download, it will navigate to the extensions page of your Chrome application. So as I told you, it's a plugin. As I told you, 1 minute. As I have told you, this is a plugin or a plugin to your browser. Plugin, or in some places they say the extension to your browser. So we have to click on add to Chrome. Then it will then a pop-up comes, add Selenium IDE with all the information. So you should click on add extension. It'll take some time for the extension to be added. Then it will be coming up with a pop-up saying that the Selenium ID is being added to a Chrome. Now, after the Selenium ID is added to the Chrome, then you can see this small extension plugin right here. Are you guys able to see this extension plugin here?
Yes, Rahul.
Yes.
Yes. So once you click on this extension plugin, it will display the list of extensions that has been installed on your browser. So once all the extensions once the list of extensions are displayed, then you'll find an option called Selenium IDE. Then you should click on the Selenium IDE application. Once you click on the Selenium IDE application, then a pop-up will be displayed like this. Once a pop-up will be displayed like this, it will be asking for 4 new options: record a new test in a new project, open a new project, create a new project, close Selenium IDE. So I'm launching the Selenium IDE for the first time. I would like to click on this, record a new test in a new project. So give any project name for it, the name that you desire for, the name that you want to, so that it will be eye-catchy for you to remember. I'm putting the name Amazon. So whenever you're creating a new project, or whenever you're recording any project, recording any application for the first time, you need to give the URL. So let me take any URL. So I'm using Amazon.com as my website to start my recording. So once you click on start recording, it will open another window. It will open another recording session altogether. Now today what I want to do, I want to go to today's deals, and I want to select any Samsung up to 20. I want to see the Samsung products offers. I can click on this, and if I want to, I would like to select some product, like it can be anything, some earpods, memory card, the phone and all. So if I want to select one product, and click on add to cart. So this is the basic flow, guys. Once the desired flow is recorded, then you can click on this stop button. That is what stop recording. So once you click on this button, the recording will be stopped, and it will ask you what is the test name for it. I can give whatever test case name that I want to. Test name or test case name. Some people say it as test name, some people say it as test case name in different places. So I would like to give the name for my test, that is called Samsung products. Why? Because I have navigated to Samsung page. So far, any doubts before we move ahead?
No.
How about others?
No, Rahul.
Okay.
No doubt.
Yeah, thank you so much. So are you able to see this screen, guys? The Selenium IDE screen after the actions are recorded. Can you see the 6 actions that is being captured?
So in the
Yes, yes.
command target value you mean to say?
Yes, this command target value. Are you able to see these columns? Because you must be, I mean, there might be some size issues, that's why.
Yeah, we are able to.
Thank you. So all the actions, let me also add one more point. All the actions that has been recorded will be stored in the form of a Celinese language. All the actions that have been recorded will be stored in the form of a Celinese language. So Selenium's language is the language that is exclusive to Selenium. Selenium only, Selenium IDE only. So if you see, I have performed 6 sets of actions. What is the 6 set of actions? I have opened my application. It has automatically set to one window size. Then I have clicked on today's deals. After I have clicked on today's deals, then I have selected some. Okay. Before me explaining it, let me read it. Let me run this current test again of what I have captured. So there is one failure. What is that failure? Exceeded waiting time appear for new window to appear is 2000 seconds. That means what? And this is the main disadvantage with Selenium IDE. What is it? If the elements take more amount of time to load, then it cannot wait. Then it cannot wait. That is one of the main disadvantages. Any doubts? Any doubts, guys?
No.
No.
So what does this error
Sorry.
mean? Anita, what
If
happened?
loading, its loading time is too long, means it will fails the test case here.
Yes. This is the main disadvantage with IDE. Why? Because
Okay.
sometimes the elements might take some time to load in different networks and in different environments. Sometimes the elements might take some time to load, right? So as I have told you, Selenium IDE is just a record and playback tool. So we cannot modify, we cannot add more, we cannot customize our changes at our own will, right?
If this step will fails, means then it's not go to the another step also.
Exactly, correct.
Okay.
So,
Same like
so Rahul,
how you guys as manual testers, how you tested if for a test case it has any 7 to 8 test steps, and if a test case fails at 5th step, you stop your test case then and there only, right? Similarly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now,
so
I
Rahul, I have
understood. Thank
sorry. So Rahul, I have a question. Like you said, the response time or the loading time. Is there any specific time after till what time it waits, and after it's still not responding, it fails?
Actually, we have not applied any wait times here.
Okay.
So that is the reason. So in the disadvantage with Selenium IDE is that we cannot customize the program as per our own needs. We
Okay.
have to follow the own direct record and play. Like when you listen to a song, someone records a song and they play the song. Can you change
Yeah.
the lyrics of the song once it is recorded?
Yeah. Got your point.
Thank you. So if the page loads immediately, then this record and play feature works big time. And second thing is that second thing is that it will capture all some random values. This handle is a random value. Tomorrow this value might be there or not also, we are not so sure. We are running on the game of luck. So let me try to read on the recording again and see whether it is time the application loads on time or not. And one more thing I would like to highlight you guys is that there is a pop-up coming. You see this pop-up coming? Whenever you're trying to click on this up to 25% of Samsung products, what is happening is that there is a pop-up coming. There is a pop-ups being blocked. That means what? Some pop-ups are need to be enabled. So with this record and playback feature, these pop-ups cannot be enabled automatically. We have to do this manually all the time. Is my point clear to you, everyone, or shall I explain it once again?
So by manually, you mean to say interrupt the record and play, come over here, allow it, and then go back to the script? or your
Yeah, go
recording
back to the script and whatever you said is absolutely right. Whenever sometimes what happens, whenever you're trying to play back your execution in the real time, there will be some pop-ups popping up. So for once manually you have to click on this pop-up. Instead of continue blocking, you should click on always allow. For once. Why? Because this is being launched in a new window. Our Selenium IDE cannot detect these kind of actions also. If application is launched in another window or something, that is another disadvantage with Selenium IDE. I'll mention all the disadvantages in all the points in one go, or else I'll write it right away. Selenium IDE cannot handle the browser pop-ups automatically. We cannot apply wait times if the page is taking more time to load. So let me rerun the script again. Now you see how the recording has gone. Any doubts, guys? How the Selenium IDE recording has gone? Why it has failed previously and now why it has passed now?
It should be, this pop-up should be applicable for all applications. Like if you're doing any other projects also, it will need to do like this only.
Yes. And one more thing to everyone, that manually, how many issues can we handle like this during a record and play feature? Manually, how many features can you handle? Today, one issue is you have to enable the pop-ups so that our record and playback tool will work smoothly. But tomorrow you will have n number of pop-ups to be handled, n number of ad pop-ups blocking your actions to be performed. So manually we cannot remove all those actions, right? The purpose of automation is to make your life comfortable, not to make your life complicated. So these are the few drawbacks with respect to Selenium IDE. I hope you guys can have a look at it. You can have a practice at it after the session and come up with more doubts so that we can discuss more. So any doubts with respect to Selenium IDE, guys? This is just a recording playback tool. It's a plugin or extension to your browser. It was previously used in Selenium IDE, previously was used in Firefox only. But in the recent times, this IDE is also used in Chrome. Any doubts, any queries so far?
As of now, no.
Oh, okay. This will be very useful for people who are new to automation and just want to enjoy the feel of how Selenium is capturing the elements. This is useful for people who are lacking programming knowledge big time.
Yeah. So one more thing, Rahul, I have a question over here. Like this record and play function, we cannot make this record and play like data driven. For this, we have to write a code and everything, right?
Exactly. We cannot make it data driven, keyword driven, hybrid, name whatever coding standard you want. You can't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
So
just to get
just a simple site which we want to automate, where we are just checking logging and stuff like that, but not more than that we can do with this, where we
yes. And in fact, this can be useful. One advantage I would like to give you with Selenium. Suppose if your application is completely built and you want to give a demo to a client of how a script is performing the actions, the best way you can use this is you can use this for a presentation site. Like using the Selenium IDE, you can capture all the actions in one go, and you just click a play button and display it in front of the customer or in front of the people who are learning the application. That way it is useful. I mean, the other ways of using this tool.
when we do in front of client, like
Instead of you doing the actions manually, what you can do is you can record a flow, play that action, play that recording in front of the customer or in front of the people who are learning the application and just showcase it to them. It will be
Yeah.
good for that.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose if you want to enable or disable some commands, there is an option called, you see a double slash option, right? So we can click on this double slash option. Once you click on this double slash option, it will not select the 64 GB memory card that has been chosen. I'll show you once again. Let me play again. Now you see in the previous playback, the 64 GB memory card has been selected, but now the 64 GB memory card is not selected. Why? Because I've disabled this click action here. Clear?
Yep.
Okay. You can control your test execution speeds here also. Fast, slow, fast, depends on it. I've kept it at the maximum speed. So let me execute at the medium speed now. Have you seen the difference, guys, in the terms of speed?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Then you have other options, like if you want to create any new project, then you can click on this option. If you want to open some existing projects, you can open it. You can, if you want, you can save this project like I want to do it right away. So you can save this project. One sec. So this file will be saved in my desktop. So if you see this, the files will be saved with .side extension once you save a project. I'll write this point also. All the files that are saved while recording will be stored in the stored with the side extension. So my task for you for the day is, I want you to perform the same thing using Firefox. Perform the no logs, only just a record and playback, Anita.
Yeah, okay.
Perform the record and play action using Selenium IDE. Using Firefox browser. Clear? You can try this task, like how I've recorded and ran with using a Chrome extension. I would like you to try do the record and play using this Firefox browser by adding an extension to a Firefox browser. Is it clear?
Yep.
Yes, Rahul.
Thank you so much. So are we clear about the pros and cons of Selenium IDE so far? Any doubts? Can we go ahead? Or I would like to hear the things about Selenium IDE, pros and cons from, and can anyone reiterate what you have discussed so far about Selenium IDE, the pros and the cons? Hello?
While recording the time, we need to manually check the pop-up window.
Yes. While recording, you will not have any pop-ups. Once you play back the script, only you will get to know whether any pop-ups are blocking your execution or not will be known.
Okay. After we are running the flow.
Yes. After you're running the flow, when you Once you record the flow and when you run it for the first time, then you will find some errors at the top. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you'll find some errors at the top like this. You know, right? This pop-ups error will be displayed here. Pop-ups blocking error. Hello?
Yes. Sorry, I'm in mute.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So there will be a pop-ups blocked pop-up error will be displayed here. You have to click on this and enable that pop-up. Just now, if you go through my recording, you will get to know where is that option and how I've enabled that pop-ups.
Yeah, sure.
Because the pop-up is not coming for the second time, that's why I'm unable to show you right now. I've already enabled the to allow the pop-ups, right? That's why.
Mm.
So you must be having
Here,
a doubt. It's like, yeah, please.
and
I'm
we
so sorry.
want to set the time also, right?
Sorry.
We can't able to set the timings like this test case will be take this time and next case will be take this. We can't able to assume the timings.
Yes, you can't assume the timing, right? Like if you want to see, there is a complete log of actions here. If you see, there's a complete log of actions here. As you told, a log file will not be generated, but a log will be generated. This is a log of actions. At what time it has started, at what time it has been, at what time each and every action has started will be displayed here.
Okay.
More than this, we cannot capture this in a log file.
Okay.
Clear? So if let me disable one command in the middle and see what kind of error it will throw. Let me disable the fourth step and run the script. Now you see there is a issue coming, there is a error coming that no such window locator. Why no such window locator is coming? Why? Because I have disabled the step 4. When I am disabling the step 4, that means you're blocking one action of that is selecting the Samsung products. So if you disable any step in the middle, then the subsequent steps cannot be executed. Clear? Clear on this point?
Yes.
Yes.
Suppose if you want to pause your execution on any exception like this, like no such window locator. In the previous session, we have seen taken more than expected time to launch, more than 2000 milliseconds to launch. So if you want to pause your executions on exceptions, let's enable this pop-up. Pause your executions on exceptions. So once I've enabled this pause your executions when there is an exception, that means my step 4 is disabled. So my step 5 will throw an exception. So let us see whether the execution will be passed or not. See, you have seen this thing, right? It is paused in debugger mode. Are you able to see this option, guys? This paused in debugger mode.
Yes.
So that is the purpose of pause on exceptions. Paused on debugger mode means you will check what is the exact issue popping up, because you're clicking on some element, but in the second, but it is not navigating to the next window. You will be having doubts, right? Why it has stopped in the middle. So you can put a debug point for all the basic programmer, for all the people having basic programming knowledge. You know how to put a debug point in a programming language, right? it's on those similar lines only. But when you put a debug point there, you can inspect the values, you can see from where the values are being called or something. But using this debugger, you can just pause the execution and check where is the exact issue. Like some pop-ups are blocking your execution, some other alert messages are stopping your execution. We can check all those points manually. It's like a debugger point when you're executing a program. Clear? Clear what all the points that you have discussed about Selenium IDE?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So for everyone's understanding and sake, let me showcase the disadvantages of Selenium IDE for your self-explanatory purposes. So as you can see, it's very easy to use and install, no programming experiences. You can export all to this test formats usable in Selenium RC and WebDriver. You can export the scripts also. So there's a built-in reporting module. Built-in reporting module means you can see all the logs being captured here. You can see the history of logs. In fact, to say, you can see the history of all your executions here. This is a built-in reporting technology and tool. It also provides support for extensions. That means we are using an extension, and it will also, you can also add some other extensions also if you want to, but that is not needed because we are ruling out the usage of IDE because there are a lot of disadvantages. Why? Because as I have told you, someone has asked me, I have told to someone, right, you can create prototype of your test. That means what? You can demo to a customer about your application flow, how it is traversing from one place to another place, how it is navigating from one button to another button, etc., how it is entering the data, and all. Only you can demonstrate a prototype. You can demonstrate a flow to a customer or to the people who are training. So you cannot put any if and for loop conditions here. Chrome and Flow. We are using Selenium IDE, Anita. We are not even started with WebDriver.
Okay. Just one clarification.
Yeah, we are using Selenium IDE only. When I start with WebDriver, I'll definitely will go in depth about WebDriver also. No worries. So the execution speed of Selenium IDE script is very slow compared to RC and WebDriver. Once you know about RC and WebDriver, then it will be very easy to have a comparison for this point. Test execution is slow compared to that of RC and WebDriver. This point will be understood very clearly when you're working with a WebDriver and when you execute the same script using Selenium IDE at a later point of time. And adding to this, you cannot add any more. You can, even if you want to do some changes, you need to be perfect with that. You need to know some commands of the Selenese language a bit to perform such actions, and you cannot add any conditions to this program. Suppose if I click on today's deal, this page should be displayed like. If I click on today's deals, yeah, I cannot check whether this page is properly loaded. I cannot check whether Epic Daily Deals text is loaded or not. I cannot check whether the 6 products are loaded or not. 6 options are loaded or not properly. I cannot check it using Selenium IDE. So, okay, wait a minute. So I want you to go through this for a minute and let's close IDE for now.
So, Rahul, under cons, you have mentioned available only in Firefox.
That is a mistake because in the recent times only the Selenium team has given the extension to the Chrome. This
Chrome
was a very
also,
very long back. It has
Okay.
been given just 1 or 2 years back. Just avoid this thing. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So right now we are not using Firefox, right?
Right now I'm not using Firefox. That is the task I have given to you to try it on Firefox.
Yes, because already you explained Selenium IDE was use Firefox, but recently using only Chrome.
Yes,
okay.
That is the task that for you to try it on a Firefox.
Okay.
So I'm so sorry for the wrong point that is being displayed. I'm so sorry. This point is, except this point, rest all points are valid, I guess. Clear? Easy?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. So we have seen what is Selenium IDE. We have seen what is Selenium IDE, right? Now there is another suite called Selenium RC. Selenium RC, let me write everything for you. Selenium RC. RC stands for remote control. It will be better off for me to show an image. So this is the basic flow and architecture of a Selenium RC. I will explain you everything in detail. Before 2000, during the initial day, right? During the initial days of Selenium RC, this it was written using JavaScript language only. Till 2018. From 2018 onwards, it is supporting all the programming languages. Exact release where they started using this is version 2.25.0. Are these 2 points clear for you guys about Selenium RC? Is it clear?
Yes. Yes.
In order to execute your scripts using RC, you need to install Selenium Remote Control Server in your machines. Clear with this the point? In order to execute your scripts using RC, you need to install Selenium Chrome Remote Control Server in your machines. Clear?
Yes. Clear.
Once the remote control server is installed, then it acts as a medium between your programming language and the browser. If you can see this image, the programming language is this: Java, C#, Ruby, Python, PHP, or whatever you use. And these are the browsers: Internet Explorer, Web, Firefox, Chrome, etc. So there is a Selenium Remote Control Server in the middle, which helps in performing, which acts as a medium between your browser and your programming language. It helps in interacting with the browsers. Your programming language will be interacting with the browsers using Selenium Remote Control Server. There is a medium. Clear with this point? Clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Mohammed, at what point you have stuck? Can you explain? You can unmute and you can speak, Mohammed. Browser interaction. Yes. What do you mean by browser interaction? When you're clicking on this don't change button, this is called a browser interaction. When you're trying to click on a customer service icon, this is called a browser interaction. When you're performing some actions as a human with the browser, those are called as browser interactions. Am I clear with this, Mohammed? Thank you. So as humans, how we interact with the application, how we perform some actions on the application. Similarly, we are trying to mimic that behavior using our programming languages. That can be Java, C#, Ruby, Python, PHP, or JavaScript, anything. So in order to send the commands to the browsers, we cannot directly send the commands to the browsers directly. We use a Selenium remote control server. Okay, anyone has any doubts? Hello? Hello? Anyone has any doubts, guys?
No, sir.
Yeah, thank you. After remote control server is installed, then it injects Selenium core to the browsers. For performing the actions defined in your programming language. Now you got this thing, guys. It injects Selenium core into each and every browser that you are working on it. Then it injects Selenium core to the browsers for performing your actions defined in your program, defined in your scripts. This scripts word will be better. Is this point clear? After remote control server is installed, then it injects Selenium core to the browsers for performing the actions defined in your scripts. Clear?
Yeah.
So I would like to add one more point to it. After injecting the core, it will perform the actions, it will do everything, that is fine. But don't you think this is a complicated structure, complicated architecture? Don't you think this is a complicated architecture built?
The time-taking process.
Yes, I will take that point, time taking process. Any other views? Any other views? Time taking process, apart from that, anything else, guys? Okay. When another thing I would like to add is that this is a complicated architecture. First thing, time taking process, not an easy thing to set up. Second thing is, once you inject Selenium core into your browser, then the application speed reduces a lot. Why? Because Selenium core is injecting some JavaScript commands to the browser. If JavaScript commands to the browsers, using JavaScript commands will always create an overhead to the browser. These 2 points are clear, guys. Once you inject Selenium core into your browser, then the application speed reduces a lot. Why? Because Selenium core is injecting some JavaScript commands to the browser. The more JavaScript commands you use to the browser, the more overhead will be created. Overhead means a burden. You're creating a burden on the browser. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Always create an overhead or burden to the browser. Second thing is, you cannot perform API testings using Selenium RC. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
you cannot perform headless testing also. Anyone has any idea about what is headless testing?
No.
So what is headless testing?
Without
Let
evoking
me.
browser.
Sorry, can you repeat it?
Headless means you don't evoke the browser. The browser operates behind the scene.
Yes. Can you repeat your point again for the sake of everyone? Hello? Hello? Okay. So perform headless testing means these many days, generally what we do, we open the browser, we perform some actions. We open our browser, we perform some actions, we select the options like this and we perform the actions. Headless testing means this browser will not be, this Chrome browser will not be visible, this browser will not be visible, all the executions will happen in the background. Headless testing means all the executions will be happening in the background and no browser window will be launched in your, no browser window will be launched. Clear what is headless testing?
Yes, sir.
The
Yeah,
best
yes.
example would be your Windows maintenance task. It will always highlight the task to be performed, right? It will perform some task. Yeah, exactly. Rosalina, yes, background means the browsers will be launched in the background. You will not see the browser actions at all. Background means, suppose the best example is when you have some Windows maintenance activity, it will be like when you click on those activities to be performed, what it will say, this activities will be running in the background without interrupting your actions. That means what? You can perform your daily day-to-day task and those actions will be executed in the background. That means what? Internally those actions are being performed. It will download, it will install, it will update, right? Is it clear?
Yes, it's like a backend. Right?
Backend activities. You can say the backend activities.
Yes, sir. Yes.
We can't see the flows in front side. It will runs on the back side.
Yeah, when it runs in the backside, you can do your actions like this. You can open your notepad, you can open your Eclipse, and you can do some projects or something like that. You can do anything. That will never ever hinder
Okay.
your execution. That means what? You can do two activities at a time. Your executions will be running in the background, and at the same time, you can do your daily activities in one hand. Clear?
In this one we can real-time project also we can do like this headless
Yes.
testing by
Yes.
using.
In the real-time projects, we will be using headless testing only. In your office, in any current organization which focuses on automation a lot, they'll be using headless testing a lot, because the memory taken for headless testing in the background is very less compared to the normal testing that you do.
Okay.
When I refer to memory during execution, it refers to your RAM memory. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes,
Any
yes,
doubts?
clear. No,
Any
no.
doubts? Memory consume. So API testing. I hope you heard the word API testing in your manual testing terms also.
Yes.
Yeah.
By using placement tool, we are doing the API testing.
Yes, yes. Similarly, down the line, we can, after this, there is a feature of performing API testing using automation also. So that is not covered here, although, but there is a feature that you can do API testing using REST assured APIs through Java and SOAP UI also.
That thing in this time we people are not covering.
Yes. Yes. Clear? So clear with all the points? Any doubts so far with the topics discussed? Any doubts, any issues?
No, sir.
And one more thing. Okay, please. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Please. Anyone was asking a doubt? Please continue. So
Means
before
right
concluding,
now we are using Selenium RC, right?
yeah, we are doing Selenium RC right now.
Okay.
So last thing I would like to add is that Selenium RC will work on any kind of a browser. Any kind of a browser means, suppose today we are working on Chrome. Tomorrow we can work on Firefox, Internet Explorer, like that. And suddenly some other or some Tesla company launches their own browser, like Tesla browsers. There will be a doubt whether Selenium RC works on the Tesla new kind of a browsers or not. Yes, definitely. Yes, Selenium RC will work on any kind of a new browser, any kind of a browser or any new browsers that is launched in the market. Because Selenium RC injects Selenium core into any browser, any kind of a browser, and Selenium core can interact with any kind of a browser. This is one advantage with Selenium RC. Selenium core, Mohammed, I'll open the image once again. Selenium core are the set of JavaScript commands that Selenium remote control server will execute on the Chrome drive, on the browser. Clear? Selenium remote control server I'm so sorry. There was a network glitch from my end. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's a network glitch from my end. That's why it got disconnected. So that's it for the day, guys. We'll reconnect tomorrow. See you.